can. So please bear with me if you have a lot of questions. If you follow me on TikTok, okay, just send me a direct message. I will respond to you on TikTok. There's a bunch of people that have been hitting me up on TikTok, asking about questions about their car and all that. Hit me up. Send me a message. I'm more than willing to reply to your messages and help you out on here. I know I'm working. I know people like traditionally most people on TikTok just stand here and look at their car and be like, yeah, this and that. It's like, no, I'm working. So bear with me, please. What's up, Edgar? Bear with me, please, as I work. But if you have comments, you can spam the comments until I see it, and then I'll reply. But if I cannot, I'm working, all right? We're working. We're doing actual car work here, all right? What's up? We're pulling the motor. I couldn't find the manifold in my parts, or I didn't have the manifold in my parts. So I ordered a brand new turbo manifold for this bad boy. So if you're new to my channel, we play with turbos here, you know, small ones. So this is the new turbo for this car. My current manifold isn't the right size or right style for this turbo. So I ordered a new manifold. Should be here midweek, and then we'll be able to pop it on and slap this guy in and do all the proper work to make this work correctly on the turbo, on the setup. So if you guys are into Mark IVs and you like big turbos, we got one of them. So the previous turbo setup I have pretty much blew a seal. I was thinking about rebuilding it, which I am going to end up doing. I am going to end up rebuilding the turbo, but I want this. Nathan, don't worry. I got a turbo VR as well. That's actually coming after this build. So if you guys are following me, hit up Patreon. Go to patreon.com. Look up PincheAls Garage. We're giving away a fully built 12-valve VR6 turbo Jetta. Full race cage, top mount shifter, GLI, Recaro seats in it, custom painted orange. What is it? A 1552 Tarmax, the old school Tarmax, super wide stance. It's gonna have little fender flares on it for wide fitment. Full traction bars, sway bars, full coilover setup, custom interior, custom paint job and everything. So yeah, that's all. And we're giving that away. Once this car leaves my shop, that's the next car. All right. But you have to go to patreon.com, follow my Patreon, become a member, because as you pay for it, you guys pay the monthly subscription, you guys only get the VR content. No one else gets VR content on my channel besides Patreons. So if you follow Patreon, that's how it's going to get it. And Patreons are the only members that are going to be able to get that car. The car for everybody else on YouTube is that Corrado that's over there. We're giving away the Corrado after the Patreon Jetta is gone. So if you guys are into VW Corrados, we got one fully restored, ready for a full engine swap and everything. I mean, engine swap, but engine build and all that too. So hopefully you guys watch that. All right, next headlight needs to be removed. All right, next headlight removed. All right, core supports next. So on the core support, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 13s. On the front, we have 2 10s on top. We have to, before you even unbolt these 4, You have to remove your coolant lines from the top and the bottom. Your power steering has to be disconnected. And what else is there? Your fan module has to be disconnected, and then you can go. I'll see you around, man. Have a good night. Thank you, Nathan. My favorite engine to work on, 1.8T. What's up, my friend? Corrado 99 blew up 2000. Damn, it sucks. Scirocco's. Yeah, I love Corrados and Scirocco's. Did you order any motorcycle parts? Yes, we actually got some new motorcycle parts on the way. My friend had an H&R race springs built thing. Okay, so a cup kit. Oh, yeah, dude, if we can get the new Scirocco in the US, I would sell everything I own to get one. Not even shitting you, dude. It's such a gorgeous car. But yeah. So if you guys are watching motorcycle content, this channel is no longer the motorcycle content page anymore. I killed all my motorcycle content. It's now on my actual motorcycle page. So if you go to my homepage on PincheAlsGarage.com, our website, I mean on YouTube, go to my YouTube page, PincheAls Garage, scroll down, and you'll see the all my other channels. There should be PincheAls, Motorcycles and Roads. That's my new motorcycle channel. I am gradually moving all my motorcycle content back to that channel, so you guys can have all of that separate. So that way, if you guys are just committed to motorcycle stuff, it's there. I have a VW 07 Mark V. Yeah, good car. 07 FSI or TSI? No, we never got the new Scirocco. Never. They didn't bring it to the US because it competed too much with the Golf. And they were right. If they brought that to the US, it would have outsold the Golf in a heartbeat. They should just made it a limited quantity car. That was it. They should make a $2,000 or $4,000 quantity car, and it would have instantly outsold the Golf. It's a gorgeous car. I love how they squished the back end and they made it wide and they flattened the front. Oh, it's such a cool car to look at. The interior is even more gorgeous than the stock. Yeah, than the stock Mark IV. I mean, GTI. TSI. Okay, good. So you don't have the cam follower issue, Williams. All right, cool. Let me get back. Let me go grab my 13. Now I'm considering how I'm going to pull this. Probably going to take the clamps off on top. Let me pull the electrical first. Electric's easy. Let me seal the radiator. Drain a bunch of coolant. Disconnect the fan wires. Come on. Oh, he's always having a problem popping up. Ah, there we go. It's that guy. All right, lower radiator hose. Just in case there's still more coolant. There always is. What's on here? O-ring. Oh, the retaining ring. Okay. No biggie. Okay. So lower radiator hose disconnected. Gotta remove the upper one next. Make sure you disconnect the radiator hose from the radiator, because it's mounted in two different places on the radiator. Hey, hey, SBK crew 86, what's going on? Wait, I'm so excited. How deep are you getting tonight? We're pulling the motor, Jordan. The engine's coming out tonight, Jordan. That's how deep we're getting. It doesn't take that long. I already got most of it disconnected. We just gotta get the core. Once the core support's off, it's so much faster. I just gotta be careful with the cats. The cats are all loose in the shop right now, so they can definitely cause me some issues. You clap right there. What sucks, there's a hummingbird stuck in here. Hey, thanks buddy. What's your favorite GTI generation? Mark IV. As you can see, I own 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I own 4 Mark IVs. I own a Mark 7, a Mark II, a Corrado, 2 buses. Yeah, 2 buses and a truck, a bug for now until I take care of it. So yeah. Oh no. No, I have a 2020 F-150, not a VW truck. I want a VW truck, and actually there's one down the road here that I might get dirt cheap. And a Cabrio, Mark I Cabrio. All right, that's disconnected. And nothing else that I need. Oh, yeah, right here, this guy. My catch can. Gotta remove my catch can. Adjustable wrench. Come on. Catch can disconnected. Okay, everything's done there. So all we have to do now is take these 3 bolts off. Yeah, so this one, and those 2 over there have to come off, and then we're good to go. Let's see, any other questions here? Rising Star. In my dad's neighborhood, there's a Rabbit diesel truck. Always wondering how cool is it? They're super cool. I love Rabbit diesel trucks. They're such dope vehicles. I want one badly. I want to do one and I want to do a swap on it. But I want to do, I don't know what I want to do. Because everybody does VRs in them. Everybody does a VR swap. It's like the cookie cutter build for all of them. I was thinking something more modern, like a 2.0 T for a modern GTI. There's a really good guy who does a harness with a standalone for the 1.4, I believe, T or the 1.6 T. I can't remember. That'd be a dope for that engine because those trucks don't weigh anything. Would you do a 07K? Yeah, L7K swaps are cake. They came on the Mark IV came with an 07K on the last year, and it came in the bug. That's my ground wire. Alright, there's that. That's all detached. Here's next. Alright, gotta be careful. Since I don't have AC, that's all been deleted. I don't have to deal with the lines on this side. So all you have to really care about is you grab the cords. Make sure any of the wires are not in the way like that. And bam, oh. My fan control. Fan temp sensor. And then lay this guy on its side. So you don't dump all the coolant on the ground. And that was what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And a bunch of wires, and that pulled the whole front end off. Yep. Yeah, United States here. Arkansas. So the front end's now removed. Again, 6 bolts, 2 hoses, and 1, 2, 3, 4 wires. And then that whole front end comes right off on this car. That's the beauty of deleting all the crap out of your Mark IV. Look how fast I was able to pull that front end off. 0 time. Like, it is so easy to do. I gotta disconnect my battery right now because if I don't, I can get electrocuted. Alright, battery's disconnected, no longer a concern. Engine mounts next. Nope, not yet. So I already unbolted the manifold. Wire harnesses next, and vacuum lines. There's a couple vacuum lines that are in the way, and then it's motor mounts. That's it. First dog bone, and then it's the top mounts. You always want to unbolt your dog bone first before you do anything else, because if you forget the dog bone, then you unbolt the bottom, you're gonna damage the bushing on the dog bone. So remember that. Don't forget your axles. Axles are also have to be removed. And I just installed them too, which is super annoying. So here's a 13. Pulling this guy out. Throttle body right here. Knock sensor down here. And then you got oil pressure sensor down here. You got down here crank position sensor. Not to be confused with the cam position sensor. This, all part of the harness, alternator wire, starter relay. Reverse, which I actually got to repair. My reverse wire broke. And then next step is your fuel injection. So these guys up here. Actually, I think I can just pull up. Then the cam sensor, all part of the same harness. Right there. It's all there. VVT, coolant sensor. Then you got your coil harness. You need a 10 mil for that. By 13. Where did my 10 mil go? Okay, so ignition harness is done. You see how fast it is to remove this harness? Like, it's crazy. Once you deleted everything. So now I have my whole harness right here. My entire harness is now disconnected, by the way. Oh, engine temp sensor, air temperature sensor. Forgot this guy. Go. Now the whole harness is disconnected. You see here? There's one more knock sensor I haven't disconnected because it's kind of in the way. But I'll get it right now. And then as we go further down, we have to get the speed sensor on the transmission. And then we disconnect the unravel it there. Take it out down here. Come on. One more spot, and that's pretty much it. Do that later. Come on. Flathead. Well, let me read some comments really quick. This is actually a Corrado behind him. Ring bell, any bell, Scooty? Not true, but it's okay. It's okay, Scotty. I'm planning on taking. I'm planning on taking you to a car show. Timmy Ray, take me to all of them, please. How much do you charge oil? How much to charge oil change as someone starting off new? Personally, I never charge for any labor. I let people pay me for whatever they want to pay, honestly, alleyway. So one thing, why are you pulling the motor? Because I got a new manifold, Wayne, and I can't use the manifold that I have now. But one thing that people always comment, like, hey man, I need you to help me work on my car. I never charge for any work I do on anybody's cars or even my customers. I let them decide how much they pay me. Plain and simple. And the reason why I do that is because a lot of these jobs honestly don't take hours, they take minutes. The jobs that take hours, I tell my customers, I go, look, this took me 4 hours to do, okay? And it took me a lot of work. Most shops will charge you $150 an hour. I won't charge you that. I won't even charge you at all. You make the decision on how much you want to pay me. And most of the time, 95% of my customers will pay me whatever, a decent money. Like some of my jobs, I mean, like I just did, I did a starter in a 2008 Mitsubishi Eclipse, and that's a bitch. If you ever done a Mitsubishi Eclipse, the newer ones, the starter's underneath the exhaust manifold. You have to pull the manifold out, you have to pull all these heat shields and a bunch of wiring just to get to the starter. And it's like a 4-hour job. I quoted the guy, the part, which I give him, I give him my commercial discount price. I don't even upcharge the part. So my commercial discounted the part like almost $75. And I told him, hey, look, I hooked you up. I got you 75 bucks off your part. You know, just put that in consideration, I tell them. And I give them the receipt. So they see like what they pay for the part. So I give them the receipt and I'd be like, look, this is what it took me. Pay me what you want. Most of the times they'll give me a 200 bucks or 200 bucks and I'm okay with that. I'm not looking to make profit on the jobs I do. I'm making to find friends, people who truly need the help because they're struggling. Life ain't easy right now, guys. And a lot of you guys, you know, would charge a fortune for some of these jobs. And unfortunately, I'm the worst person to ask how much you would charge to do an oil change. Because I would say nothing besides the cost of parts because it's literally 30 minutes of work. You know, I can't give you a number. Sorry. So if you're asking about that, I can't give you a number. I'm the worst mechanic in the world. I am the most backwards ass mechanic in the world when it comes to pricing. You know, ask the guys who I've built motors for, okay, how much I charged them. Zero, just the cost of parts. And I did a full blueprint on their motor. You know, some of these people that build motors. I built myself a while back 3 motors for my car, my wife's car, and I forgot who else I built an engine for. And I ended up selling all my motors to people who needed motors before me. Okay? Because they needed them. And then what I ended up doing is I sold them for the parts, for the cost of the parts, and I swapped the motor out for them, and I got paid a burrito and a drink. So, how many go to the oil supply line? 2. 2 on the banjo fitting. 1 on the bottom, 1 on the top of the banjo. If you're going to ask me real questions, ask me a more important question on a Mark IV. 2 crush washers. They got to be copper, not the silver ones. The copper crush washers. Okay, and there is an install procedure for that, just so you know. Don't just pop them on and send it. All right. I'm in Arkansas. So what you want to do is you put the bolt on, obviously the washer on the bottom and the washer on top of the banjo fitting. You're going to go crank until it bottoms out. You got it? And then you crank it one more time, not to spec. You crank it, and what's going to happen is that it's going to make a little divot in the washer. You're going to back it out and then torque it to spec. What's going to happen is the copper washer is going to build a little brim, and it's going to seal it 100%. I've had way too many people just go and torque it to spec, and it leaks like a mother. That's the only way to to prevent a copper washer or a banjo copper washer from leaking. I got a tattoo from a longtime friend, and he told me what he would charge normally, but he never told me a price. I just gave him what I felt was right. Yeah, that's exactly right, Scotty. That's how it works. To a 7.4 liter to wake it up, I mean, intake, exhaust, if you can find a tune for it, and a cam. That's honestly all you can do to a naturally aspirated engine is intake, exhaust, cams. If you can, find a fueling system to upgrade the fuel or the bigger injectors. That's really it. When it comes to bolt-ons on a naturally aspirated engine, that's all you can do bolt-on wise. You can go to a bigger throttle body, but those throttle bodies are already monstrous, you know? So that's all you can probably go intake. You can probably get a new manifold, intake manifold, a high flow intake manifold to supplement your intake. But that's it. Like a lot of guys out there are like, oh, you know, I need to do all these. It's a natural aspirated engine. It is what it is. You could probably get another 10% of horsepower out of the engine, and that's it. Naturally aspirated. I only charge between 35 to 125. Final price depending on the oil type. Exactly. Make America great again. No problem. Is it easy to do an evap delete on a 1? Oh yeah, it's super easy. Super easy. Thanks for the follow, Make America. Super easy. You just delete everything that goes to that system, and then you bypass like 1 or 2 lines, and that's pretty much it. It's not hard. I wish I had a stock Mark IV to show you because it's super easy, but I don't have any. What's your favorite car to work on? anything Volkswagen. I'm not even kidding. I work on all VWs, new and old. My dream car, I already own it. My 1971 VW bus. That is my dream car, and I've owned my dream car for over 12 years. Oh, that's cool. You still have the sketch? That's dope. All right, back to what I was doing. Very nice. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not an expensive car guy. Just so you guys know, I like cheap cars as much as anybody else. I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you. I don't like expensive cars. I like cheap cars, and I like owning fun cheap cars like a Mark IV. VW, that's right. VW for life. What about Hondas? I used to love Hondas. I used to be a big Honda. Actually, I started in the Honda scene. But I got tired of Hondas being stolen with a screwdriver. I even got into bypassing all the electrical and all that, but people would just steal my shit all the time. I was like over it. I was super over it. And for some reason, the Honda scene or the JDM scene, it's like a bunch of gangsters, dude. It's like no one really wants to be your friend. They're just like, oh, that's a dope build, blah, blah, blah. All right, want to race? Want to race for pinks? It's like, dude, I came here to hang out and show off the car that I spent a lot of time with. It's like, F that crap. I'm tired of that. Been watching you for about 3 years on YouTube. Thanks for all your education. You're welcome, MK4 Cisco. Key factors influencing cost, oil type, full synthetic, most expensive 65, but less. Yeah, it gives you an extra 1,000, 2,000. I have a 1990 Honda CRX GSR boosted. Dope. So Subaru is better. Not even close. I'm sorry, buddy. Not even close. Subarus are super unreliable. So I started off in the Honda scene with a 1989 Honda CRX SI with an H22 swap, turboed with a full fiberglass front end back in the day, because carbon fiber wasn't a thing. No one cared. Oh, Mosh, yeah, that's all Mark 7 and newer cars. That became normal. Yeah, I agree with that. What's your first car? 1974 VW Bug, Super Beetle. So yeah, that was my first build in the 90s. And I was the first to do it in the 90s. And then I was the first to do a, I was the first to do, what car was the super popular? Oh, geez. I was the first to bring the 6-speed manual from Japan. I was the first to bring the JDM front end, which actually wasn't a JDM. It was a European front end on a Honda Accord. That's right. So I had a 1990 Honda Accord. I had the first 6-speed swap Honda Accord in the US. I also had the first F21 turbo when it finally came out, early 2000s. And that was an F21 turbo single cam. That was a 6-speed swap, no VTEC. I got rid of the VTEC on it. And then I also had the first, Honda. I was actually one of the first guys to beta test Honda on a Honda Civic, like way back in the early 2000s. So yeah, back in the day, that was all my stuff, but over. I hate it. I hate the JDM scene. I love the guys who put the effort into it and have the true respect in the JDM scene, but the typical JDM scene, total garbage. Fuck that shit. Excuse my language, but F all that crap. No. Do it. Colton, definitely put a GT 3070R1. Hell yeah. It's perfect turbo for this car for a 1.8T, as long as it's built. Are making on these K20 is unreal. Yes, they're unreal. They're phenomenal horsepower monsters, but who cares? I mean, I'm not here to play the horsepower game, you know? Mr. K, it's not the best thing. I'm sorry. For all, again, if you're a Honda lover, of course you're gonna say that. You know, I'm gonna say the same thing. Like, I'm a VW guy. VW scene is superior in comparison to the JDM or even the American car scene. Reason why the VW scene is superior: everybody watches out for each other. People help one another. I've never met a legit VW guy. Okay, here's a correction: a legit VW guy who's never stopped and pulled over to help somebody on the side of the road that owns another VW. All right. I don't know how many times I broke down in my Civic and my CRX or my my Accord, where I'm on a Caravan and people just gone. You know, I've actually sat on the side of the road overnight because no one wanted to come by until the show was over. You know, so I just stick to the Volkswagen car scene, and I stick to that because the community themselves love people. PincheAls is cool channel name. Thank you. I know. I love it too. Yeah. So Rob Hammer, they're not the only 1,000 horsepower 1.8T. They're actually the second or third guys to reach the 1,000. The guy in I think James in the US already beat that goal a long time ago. On VWs, front wheel drives on VWs can't put power to the street. Yeah, they can. You just gotta know how to build them. Sorry, Scoot. If you don't know what you're talking about, please don't tell me you don't know what you're talking about by telling me you don't know what you're talking about. Because there's already been world records broken with front wheel drive cars. Hey, what's up, Rob? Yeah, but 1,000 horsepower 1.8Ts, been done. 1,000 plus horsepower VR6s, super common. It's actually a super common build. What's not so common is the 16 valve. If you guys ever know about 16 valve motors, they make more power than the VR6s or the 1.8Ts. There's currently a 1,200 horsepower 16 valve, which is the small 1.8 that came in the Mark IIs. Look up Venom Racing. They're the first guys to do it. Yep, 1,000 horsepower, ABA all day. Yep, they've done 1,200 horsepower, no problems. Obviously, it wasn't front-wheel drive. It was an all-wheel drive car, but 8-second quarter-mile car all day. Not 9-second, not 10, 8 seconds. And I'm talking about low eights. All right, super low eights. My friend George from Malacca Motorsports has a 12 or 1,300 horsepower VR6 RS3 that does low eights as well. Yep. Again, it's a lot of things that people look up online. Anyone stick a VR6? Yeah, it's already been done actually quite a few times, scrubs and struts. Quite a few times. Who says it's going to be street legal? Anything like 500 horsepower on anything like 4-cylinder is not going to be street legal at all. We're pulling the motor out. R32 and chill. Oh, yeah, hey, what's up, buddy? I know who you are. Yeah. No, it's not going to be street legal, man. Come on. Yeah, same here, buddy. Good to see you, too. All right, let me get back. I know we're, how do you say, we're making conversation. We're having a good time, but let's finish. You know? Yeah, no, I believe it. He had to do what? So there's a really cool dude with a 1993 green Golf. All right, so this is what I recommend you guys looking up. If you have time, there's a green Golf with 2 VR6s, one on the front, one in the back. I think it makes 14 or 1,500 horsepower, and it's stupid fast. I think it's like 7 or 8. It does low 8s or high 7s in the quarter mile. It is a gnarly build, but it's a dual VR6 build. It's a Golf Mark III. Look it up. It's a green. It is gnarly. It's what's even doper. It does front wheel burnouts, and then it'll do a rear wheel burnout, and it'll do dual burnouts. It's fucking gnarly. It's a dope car. I haven't been able to see it in person, but it's been in Vegas quite a few times, and I've seen him run, but I never actually like seen him, which I want to meet. Yes, I do like Italian small cars. I definitely love Italian, like Fiats. I love the old Fiats and Mini Coopers. The original Mini Coopers are my. I actually want an original Mini Cooper, and I want to do a 1.8T swap or a diesel swap. I want to do like a Volkswagen diesel swap and a Mini Cooper, one or the other. That's kind of my, and the old like 60s, 70s Mini Coopers. All right, gotta get back. Come on, guys. Distracto potato. And what really sucks right now, there's a hummingbird stuck in my shop. I agree. Rob Hatmer, Mir, whatever. A GT28 Mark IV is the perfect like how do you say 1.8T setup on a Mark IV. It is perfect. 350 horsepower, and it revs to the moon. Like, it is such a great combo. Come on, speed sensor. There we go. All right, ignition coils. Engine harness now fully removed. Yay! I just take that off. That's a complete Mark IV engine harness right here. Completely disconnected now. All that's left now, fuel line. I can just take off the fuel rail, move it over, and then let's see what else we gotta do. We got the power steering line that has to come off. This guy down here. So a lot of stuff isn't going to be where it used to be. I relocated a lot of my wiring. A lot of the wires on this car are not in the factory position anymore. They have been removed. Like that. This is part of the engine harness. Hey, Mr. K. Okay. And then we gotta unbolt the power steering line. We gotta drain the power steering as well. So yeah, I'm going to call Justin and abandon it. You saw Need for Speed? Hey kittens, yep. Uncle Al. I got back to the trailer. Hell yeah, Cams. All right. So we're gonna remove the power steering lines. I got my oil catch can down here for the power steering fluid. Let that drain out, and then we're gonna remove the shift linkage. We're gonna remove the vacuum line for the brake booster, the fuel rail, the catch can, the axles, and that's it. The engine should come out. Dog bone and then the 2 motor mounts. I'm pulling the motor Arturanium. So, just so you know. All right, cool. I need an adjustable wrench for that. Get it. Spill out of this. That's the pressure switch. It's completely useless. If you have a Mark IV, just unplug it and forget about it. One of the most useless sensors on this car. No, Mr. Kitty, go away. I don't want you to get covered in power steering fluid. Then I got power steering fluid down here. I get a clamp. Yeah. Alright, so this line disconnects. And we're going to drain all the fluid out of this. And we're going to sneak it in here. So don't leak anymore. Let that drain there. Let that drain for a minute. This guy, you want to tuck in and then bend in here. What's going to happen is when we start tilting the engine, there's bubbles of coolant in here. It's going to make a bubble and it's going to pop and it's going to just make coolant spill. You don't want to make a mess, so try not to. Once your power steering line's kind of drained, if you have a rag, clean it off. You have a zip tie, set it up over here, right here with the zip tie, tie it right there. Zip ties are your best friend when it comes to pulling the motor. Okay, so that's out of the way. You always want anything that has liquid pointing straight up, okay? No, I'm putting a different turbo manifold. What's up, badass dude? Hey, what's going on, Gear Review? We're pulling the motor because I got to put a new turbo manifold on there. The manifold that's on this turbo is not the same style that I need for the new turbo that's going in. Make I should pull the motor that I removed. Hood usually cracked the windshield. Ugh. I have carrot top tuning harness and I use pump cart to pull the motor. Yeah, it's super easy. It's not hard work. I got my cherry picker right here. It's just, I have a lot of little things that are nitpicky that I have to be careful with, but not too much. Like right here, the heater lines. These are brand spanking new. I got a brand new heater core. If you guys haven't seen yet, go on my YouTube channel, PincheAls Garage. Look up what everything you need to do a full heater core and a whole HVAC rebuild. I have the entire build on my channel if you guys are interested in that, because old Mark IVs, at this age and time of your Mark IV, if you have not replaced the heater core, you're due for one. All right, heater lines disconnected, nice and easy. I'm gonna take off my catch can. Oh, we're also gonna be offering custom-made catch can lines with AN fittings. Yep. No, it's not fun at all. Not fun at all. But once it's done, it's so satisfying. Dude, I drove this for a couple minutes down the road. I know it's smoking bad, but it blew such hot air, and the new blower motor just made everything feel so much better. I don't have AC, but at least I have heat and I have a way to defrost my windows a lot better than before. And line removal. Okay. So here's this. This is a cheap little Amazon catch can, and you can buy these online pretty cheap. I actually have I have a bracket design for this that's coming out. That's going to be multi-point install. So I know a lot of people have a couple of places they love to put their catch can. So I designed a bracket for this to be mounted in 3 different places in your engine bay. And then what I'm going to do is offer you guys on my online store 3 different side lengths hoses, so you guys can mount these in the desired location. And I make all the hoses by hand. So these are going to be something new that I'm going to be offering on my online store as well, is custom steel braided lines or nylon black lines, all AN fittings for you guys. So if you guys are interested in something like this, I'd like to hear your suggestion or your idea if you want something like this for your Mark IV, or actually something universal for everyone. Because I'm definitely open to making custom lines, which are super easy to make with the right tools, and then getting you guys the ability to have catch cans that are, number one, vent to atmosphere or relocate. We can have them relocate to your intake valve. Okay, so just an idea. Because every time I work on my Mark IV, I jot down the list of items I got to make for you guys or design, so you guys can have the ability to get your Mark IV. And my whole thing is cheap. I make them cheap because it doesn't cost much to make. And you guys can get these parts really cheap and you guys can enjoy them. I'm not here to make a fortune. I'm here to make a difference. I want to keep these cars alive. So this is one of the lines I first made, and this is like my mock-up line. But see this right here? And you'll see here where it's frayed. This is me practicing on these lines and learning, and I ended up buying the right tool, and I no longer have these frays anymore. It's like a beautiful manufactured hose. So I just wanted you guys to know that this is one of my lines that I did myself, and they were really janky. But the thing I learned is that they don't leak. So number one, they didn't leak, but I didn't do a good job here. Once I got the new tool that I was supposed to use, they don't look like this at all. They don't fray here. They look pro and super clean. It's a really cool like AN fitting vise that we got, and it crimps everything and it locks everything down for me. So now I have a proper tool to make these lines for you guys. And remember, I will be offering multiple lengths. And if you guys want custom length, I can do that as well. All made in-house. Cutting that. Cut it. And that's out of the way. A lot easier. All right. Next is the shifter. Ratchet, see? What I hate. Oh, there it is. See, found it. I just put it there. All right. So next is the 3/13 that holds your shifter bracket. And please, for the love of anything nice, don't strip these. These are such a pain in the ass to repair because they're aluminum. Please don't strip these. Okay, shifter bracket now unbolted. And this is what the bushings I'm talking about, guys. You guys know about Mark IV shifter bushings. These are the ones I'm talking about. These are the billet shifter upgrade bushings for your shift tower, for your shifter cable. These are extremely important if you have an old Mark IV, which if you own a Mark IV, more likely it's old. So these, the factory ones are rubber and they rot out. These are my test parts that I ordered from my manufacturer. They've been on the car for over a year, actually 2 years now, that from the guy. So they actually are going to be, I recontacted through them and they're going to be manufacturing these for me. So I got a batch of 30 of these coming. And typically most people online here in the US sell these for about 25, 30 bucks. I'm trying to sell these for 10 to 15 bucks a set. I'm trying to talk down the distributor to get me these for dirt cheap. I'm trying to get them for like $5 a set. I'm gonna try to work out a deal with them, but if I can, these will be coming out for 10 to 15 bucks a set. I am not trying to sell these like everybody else is. I'm trying to bring them down so you guys can have some good parts that are dirt cheap. So just a heads up. So these are coming very soon. I know most people have these already rotted, guaranteed. I remember my friend accidentally going back to first from third. Yeah, oof, money shit. Yep, I've done that before. Thank goodness my motor's designed to take a money shift if I have to. My head is designed to rev all the way up to 9,000. So I've done it. I've done it. Not a smart move, but yeah. Okay, that's unbolted. Next is the shifter. I mean the clutch slave is next. And that's 213s. Deep socket 13 or an extension. All right, slave, clutch cylinders removed. me. That's all done. Power steering's out of the way, that's all done. All we need to do is remove the axles and we can pull the motor. It was a Corrado-like one I built, okay. What kind of car? This is a Mark IV GTI, Julio Torres. But thank you for tuning in, Mr. Julio. So we're done. We're down to the axles and the dog bone. Once those are all removed, let's pull the motor. Quieto de frente. Quitó el frente, sí. Quité el frente ahorita y ya saqué todos los alambres del motor. Ya quité las líneas de agua. Quité la línea de power steering. Quitamos las líneas del calentón. Quitamos el turbo. Lo que falta nomás son los soportes del motor abajo y las flechas. Y luego ya poder terminar los fierros de, ¿cómo se dice? Los motor mounts del lado del motor. Dos metal mall, I don't know. Bro, get off your phone. Warranty pays 5 hours. Come on, you've been on this all day. Hey, user 1736594926515690. Chill, bro. You don't even have a real name. User 01736594926515690. Michael, what's going on? All right, let me get the extension and then we can remove the axle. And a flathead screwdriver. All right, I'm gonna cheat tonight because I want to be done sooner than later. We're gonna use an impact gun and we're gonna remove the axles pretty quick. I don't like using impact guns, but we're gonna use it tonight. Oh, Zach. Okay, so you're trying to get the KO4 banjo bolts on there. I'm gonna tell you this right now, and you're gonna hate the answer. Pull the motor. I'm not kidding. You're gonna strip those bolts. Ask me how I know when I did my first KO4 swap. The problem that you're having right now is the mating surface of the turbo and the manifold have to be perfectly flat. If they're not flat, those threads are not gonna go on. I'm not kidding. Do yourself a favor and pull the motor. Pull the motor to swap that turbo. I'm not kidding. You're gonna hate yourself and you're gonna strip something and you're gonna regret doing it, okay? Just pull the motor. I know it's a headache. I know, right, Zach? You're just like, I know. But do it. Do yourself the favor because what happens is that the surfaces have to be perfectly flat. And you can't torque the banjo bolts to spec on the car because the turbo is floating in midair and you have to tighten the bolts in midair. What's going to happen, you're going to bend either the feed line or you're going to bend the return line and then you're royally effed in the butt. I'm not kidding this. Psych. So just don't do it. Pull the engine out. Just pull the motor. I'm sorry. Not the advice you want to get from me, but it's the right advice. All right. I got my big old wang. Gonna pull this thing quick. I won't even need the dang screwdriver. One. Two. Three. Four. Five. Six. All right. Driver axle removed. Passenger. Use a short extension for passenger. Be right back, guys. Give me a second here. Alright, driver side axle, passenger axle now removed. Now I just need the dog bone. I know, Katie. The 17, 16, and 13. Okay. Again, I guess this debate a lot where people are like, why don't you use a socket? Why don't you use an impact gun? Why don't you use all this? Because a lot of us don't have these tools. Of course I'm working on jack stands. Why would I work on jacks? I mean, that's so dangerous. And not just any jack stand, Harbor Freight jack stands. The Chinesium of the Chinesiest Chinesium, Harbor Freight jack stands. There you go. So the dog bone is held together with two 13s, a 16, and a 17, I believe. How do you trust it, and how know when it's in the right spot? Mark IVs have a very, very, very strong spot right underneath them. There's a rail. If you look underneath the car, not the pinch welds, about a foot inside, there's these two rails that go all the way across the frame. If you follow it to the front of the car, there's a double wall steel right there. That is where you put the jack stands. That is the strongest point on the front of the car. That's the only place you want to do it. URS4S on the wall. Which one? Which one are you looking at? What are you looking at on the wall? My Gaudis, my Porsche gas burner, my Porsche Twist, my APRs, or my, what's it called? My Mark 7 wheels. Ultra Sports. I think you're talking about the APR ones. These guys right here. These are the APR Ju something or the Gaudis. The Gaudis over here. Oh, the Mark 7s. Yeah. These are the Beetle wheels. These are actually the Mark 7 Beetle wheels. I don't have the covers on them. Yeah, those are Mark 7 Beetle wheels. Okay, back to. Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, they look actually very similar. The difference is that these the wheel has a divot, so you can mount the cover that goes on it. If you actually use the Mark IV, the 2-point slow Jetta, the Jetta covers, I forgot what Jetta was. I think it's just a GL, the 2.0. They fit that wheel. You can clip it on, and it looks super clean. It actually looks better than this because it fills in the center where the lug nuts are. It covers that whole hole, and it just looks super clean. How do you feel about Allen lug nuts? I don't have any feelings about them. I don't like them. That's pretty much it. All right, I gotta remove the dog bone. No feelings. All right, cool it out of the way. Let's see, 16 or 17? 16 it is. Where's my impact? No feet, mi amigo. What the ratchet does. You dry something in, but you never know. All right. That is done. All right. If you guys are liking the content, please like, subscribe, and follow. TikTok, PLA or PETG, no? ABS, wait. Can you 3D print a functional spark pump? At an ABS, possibly, but the problem that you're gonna fall into is that you can't 3D print it where it seals tight enough. The layers are not 100% solid, so they're not gonna like seal 100%. even if you go ABS or ASA, the problem you have to do is that once you print it, you got to anneal it, and you have to compensate for 1 millimeter of shrinkage, like anywhere from 0.5 to 1 millimeter of shrinking. So in other words, whatever model you make it 1 millimeter larger, because you're going to need to anneal it. So that way all the plastic melts and fuses actually together. And then you might be actually able to use that as a functional part. So you don't need metal. You can 3D print it in plastic and ASA or even ABS. Is that you have to finish the annealing part. You got to make it so it can support what you want it to do. The biggest issue or the biggest flaw with 3D printing is the direction you print in, right? So if you print everything up and down, and if you go left and right, hey babe, if you go left and right, the structure is weak this way. If you print it flat, forward and back, the structure is weak in the opposite direction. So you have to consider any way you design it, where the flaw is going to be. And then you have to consider annealing it as well. Hey, got you to like 3 likes. Let's go. Thanks, man. All right, I got to pull the motor. You guys got to watch the motor get out. Actually, hey, babe, if you're still watching, Carlene, can you please get me some water? I'm actually out of water and I'm super thirsty. It's been hot as balls in here, dude. But if you can, babe, please. Lance, go to hell. Okay. That's all done. Exhaust is done-ish. Yeah, we're ready. We're ready. Yeah, I think we're all good. Yeah. Let me make sure the downpipe is pretty much. Yep, it's not attached to anything. We're good there. Yeah, we just gotta unbolt it. Take the oil pan out of the way. All right, let's get this let's get this motor unbolted here. Get you guys all in view. Cool. All right, so again, exhaust unbolted. Fuel lines are still intact. I gotta unbolt those right now, but what car is this? This is a Mark IV 1.8T. Wire harness is removed, coolant lines are removed, oil lines are removed, catch can lines are removed. I just gotta pull the fuel lines and that's it, I think. Yeah, that's it, yep. Oh, and axle's unbolted, so we're good. So let's see what we got on this side. I don't have the factory removal here. I have to make up something for that side. That. So I got to figure out what to do. Pick up the arm by hand. I don't know. Dude, that's the most 2026 relationship I've seen. Score. Girl, boy, my wife is the shit. You don't understand. She's actually the person that got me into Volkswagens. Just heads up. Yeah, give me some likes. Hey, thanks there, man. Give me a follow and give me some likes. If you guys on YouTube, like, subscribe, follow, hit the notification bell, all that fun stuff. An AC compressor, it's there. It's there because there's a belt that still uses it, but it doesn't work. Why do you come up on my For You page, but you won't come on my face? Oh God, slop. That's freaking gross. That's hilarious. Long-term sub, that's right. All right, I gotta get the last bolt here to get this mounted. So I can get a bolt in here. Do we have enough slack for that? No. So I need to get a bolt in there. Not on the valve cover. There you go. Yeah, boy. There's always a solution in a Mark IV. All right. So once you got your spot designated for your Mark IV, you're going to want to lift. Hey, babe. Thank you. I am like so thirsty. Thank you. Funny. It's still in here. I know. I feel bad. It sucks. Dumbass bird didn't leave.
Now you have to take care of it.
No, he needs to leave tomorrow.
I can't find your bottle.
It's in my bike. It's empty.
No, that doesn't help me.
I feel so bad for him. Thanks, man. And Lance is all like, "Give me a frosty beverage, babe." I was like, "What a dick." Let's see. I spy an AC now. Yoink.
No one knows why you're harassing Lynn.
I know, right? Have a Gen 3A 1.8 for sale. You know anyone who wants it? Nope. Hi, C Pizzle. Oh, Crystal says hi. Love watching your videos on YouTube. Pleasure to see you on the FYP. That's right. FYP. All right, let's get back onto this.
You can say hi to Lonnie.
Hi, Lonnie. Lulu, go. Afuera. Go. All right. I know. I feel bad. The bird is stuck in here. All right, fuel line 1. We have Phillips for the other one. Yep. the battery's disconnected, I don't have to worry about this dumping fuel the moment I open a door or something. Alright, so we need 18 to unbolt the motor mount. I believe it's an 18. Let's find out. My old man syndrome is strong. I don't have my sockets here. Oh, I put them over there. 16 or 15? Neither. That's a 13. That's a 16. Okay. All right. So these motor mounts, what VW problem to worry about fuel spill because you opened the door? So on Mark IVs, when you open the doors, the fuel primes. The good thing is my battery's unplugged, so it won't prime the fuel pump and then shoot fuel all over the shop. So yeah, it is a pretty much it's a pre-function for that. Oh, you're saying that it's not it's a dope feature if you think about it. That just means you got fuel ready to go in your system. I'm just saying, especially for older Mark IV stuff and actually Mark IIIs. I believe Mark IIs did the same thing as well, I believe. It's a great feature for older cars. It just works. You're ready to go. 1-2 cranks and it fires right up. This car's a little different. It needs more than 2 or 3 cranks. It is a cool feature, yeah. All right. So, nope, not gonna use that. Okay. 16. Gonna use a big boy tool for that. Those are on. Use my big old chonker. Okay, those two are ready. All right. If you have the right amount of tension on here, on this guy, it'll be really easy to pop out. But if not, if you don't feel comfortable, I give it another yank. Keep the tension on the mounts. The kitty's freaked out. All right, motor's unmounted. So you guys have a couple ways of pulling the motor out of these cars. There's an easy way and a bad way of pulling the motor on a Mark IV. The easy way is go down, twist, 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 go down, twist, 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 go down, twist until the engine's fully straight. Once it's full, like fully clocked, like straight towards you, hold it and then pull it out. Don't try to pull it out straight like this because it's going to get caught in every corner imaginable. If you have wiring in the way like I do, my whole harness sits actually right here. It's gonna get caught and you can damage your wire harness. So when you pull these engines, I like to rotate them, go down, rotate, 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 rotate until it's completely straight. And then just yoink. Got it? Alright. So we're going to pull the engine forward a couple inches. Like I said, not completely forward, but a couple inches forward. I gotta get this harness out of the way first. My harness is very different than most harnesses, so it's in a different spot than most people would have it. Be very careful with mine. Okay, so I'm gonna pull towards me to the left. Okay, there you guys go. Better view. Okay. Since you're pulling the motor, what are your thoughts on reusing motor mount bolts? Lance, it depends. Are you using TTYL bolts, so torque to yield bolts, or you're using what I use, forged bolts? I use these guys right here. So these bolts are not stretch bolts. They don't stretch at all. These are forged bolts, so they will never ever stretch. They're just, don't reuse TTYL bolts. Go get like legit forged bolts and you'll never have to worry about stretching. Hey, that's awesome. Hell yeah. Guys just finished pulling the motor. That's right. All right. So now we're going to yoink this way and pull. Might want to go down a little bit. Downpipe. That's the issue. See, my downpipe keeps getting caught. There we go. There we go. Andale, cabrón. Okay. That's an axle. Don't worry about it. You're going to turn ever so gracefully. Turn the motor. We're going to push it this way. Turn the motor. Make sure nothing gets caught. As you're turning. My heater lines aren't caught, they're just there. We're going to grab this and we're going to pull towards you. There we go. There you go, guys. That's a 1.8T pulled. Right there. Just like that. All pulled out, so the reason why we gotta pull it is because of this guy right here. So my turbo manifold, my new turbo doesn't fit here. It hits right here. So what we're gonna do is what we call a side mount turbo. So it's gonna mount here, and then we're gonna be able to mount the turbo right here, and it's gonna fit the same spot, but it's just gonna be towards the back. The cylinder head bolts are torque to yield. Yep. You can get ARP bolts. You can get forged bolts for that. But yeah, all done. That's how we pull a motor, guys. And that's on top of reading all your comments, on top of, oh, you're welcome. Reading all your comments and being super distracted with everything else going on. So it took an hour and 45 minutes. Traditionally, my motor pulls are 40 to 50 minutes tops. And that's with like no conversation, no nothing, just hyper focus on getting the job done. And with my setup, the way everything's deleted, I think I can do it in 30, maybe 40 minutes tops. But yeah. I got a couple more minutes. Do you guys have any questions before I call it a night? But that's what I wanted to show you guys. We are going to degrease the entire motor. We're going to give it a new fresh coat of paint since it's out, I'm just saying. We're going to be doing a lot of refreshing on the motor. Well, we got a new clutch as well. Jeez, that's what you call an experience. I'm probably thinking about an hour and 10 minutes. What do you wash it with? Good question. I'll show you. I wash all my motors with Super Clean. This stuff is good. Right here. So believe it or not because I'm sponsored by them, but because these guys are legit. And because I like them and they sponsor me too, I'm giving away a case, a full Super Clean kit for you guys. I'm giving it away with a banner and some other fun goodies. So stay tuned. I like washing motors with gas, but that's expensive. I'd rather use my gas for other stuff. But this stuff, follow my channel, my YouTube channel. We're going to be giving away a kit with a whole kit with everything you need to wash your wheels, do your engine bay, and do a bunch of other stuff with it. We're going to give away, and a banner. It's good stuff. I don't say this because I'm sponsored by them. I say this because it's actually good. Go on my YouTube channel. I have actually comparisons with different cleaners, Purple Power, Simple Green, and some other ones, and this has beaten them all. No, my GTA is on bags. So tomorrow I'm going to be pushing this motor, my car out. This is staying in here. We're going to finish up on all the other stuff. And again, please like, subscribe, follow, all that fun stuff. Because we got contests coming. We got actually quite a few contests coming. We're going to be giving away a shifter rebuild kit with all the bushings and trimmings. We're going to be giving away a full stereo system. We're going to be giving away, what else is there coming? We're going to probably do a turbo kit, a 1.8T turbo kit, and probably a 12 valve VR6 turbo kit as well. So we're working on a bunch of contest stuff. You guys got to watch, you got to like, subscribe, and everything. Unfortunately, people on TikTok cannot participate. You guys have to go to YouTube to participate. That's how I raise the funds to pay for all this stuff. I used my my monetization money to pay for contests for you guys. And every time I give away stuff, you guys watch my YouTube channel, I've given away a ton of stuff. I've given away cars, I've given away turbo kits, wheels, a full body kit with wheels. I've done a ton of stuff on my channels. So if you guys want to, please just head on over to YouTube, like, subscribe, do all the typical YouTube stuff. That's how you're going to win this stuff. Now, if you guys want to win a Corrado, my standard YouTube channel, we're going to be giving away a Corrado fully built. On Patreon, you go to patreon.com, look up PincheAls Garage, subscribe, do the monthly subscription. You're going to win a fully built VR6 Turbo Jetta with a cage and complete custom interior and custom paint job. Just so you guys know. No, this is a 1.8T turbo engine. I'll show you guys the turbo. Well, what I went from and then to. There's one turbo. These guys are heavy, so I'll show you guys and then. I'm on the Midwest. I'm actually in Arkansas. So, there you go. So this is my old turbo. I blew the seals on this one, and this is my new turbo. This is a journal bearing. This is a dual ball bearing GT35 70RR Mamba Tech turbo, designed for like 600 wheel horsepower. I'm not trying to push that. I'm trying to go to 400 to 500 wheel horsepower. But yeah, this thing's gnarly in comparison to this cheap little journal bearing turbo. Very different. Full billet wheel, balance with German turbines. So it's dope. I gotta put these down. These are so heavy. What else we got before I say good night? Any more questions? This is a good live stream. We did really good tonight. I appreciate you guys joining in and being a part of this. Our Mamba Tech, yes, they are very good turbos. I have my first Mamba Tech turbo. I put on a Mark IV Jetta GLI, and it's gone. I think we gotten 5 years out of the car already, and it's still running like it's brand new. So yeah, and they're priced really well. Like, I'm not saying cheap. They're priced around $1,000 to $1,200, but you get exactly what you pay for. It's good. Yeah, they're good stuff, and they use German or Japanese parts, so they're good, and they break down the whole entire sheet list for you. Like videos like this, bro, is very informative and fun to watch. I appreciate that, man. I have a SR6 3.2 V6 in my Skoda. Oh, dang, I'm jelly. I like Skodas. I love the body styles on those cars, especially out in the UK. So I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you. Yeah, again, $1,200 for a good turbo. Now, I have another turbo that we're gonna run on my Mark II. It's called it's from Garrett. It's a GR 2500, I believe it's called. 2500 something. It's half the size of that turbo, but makes way more horsepower. It spools at super low pressure, RPMs, in other words. That's gonna go my Mark II, because that's my wife's Mark II, and I wanted to give her something that felt stock, and like in the sense of like she accelerates and it just goes like a stock Mark IV with the 1.8T, like a KO3. But it's gonna make like 450 on that one. It's gonna be gnarly. It's gonna be a Mark II at 450 wheel horsepower is a ton of power on a 2,000 pound car. Whew. Get some water. Garrett's are better than Mamba, yes, but the Garrett GR 2500 is like a $4,000 turbo. It's not a cheap turbo. That's why you pay that much money for it. You pay for innovation, reliability, and pretty much what you ask of it. It will give it to you. It's one of the cool things about Garrett. They're turbo innovators. They're guys, those are the guys that design turbos. They make up new turbos. It's insane. It depends on the driver. Honestly, a Garrett turbo should last you the life of the car, 100 to 200,000 miles all day. But it depends on how you drive it. If you're two-stepping it, nope. Yeah, I agree. Horrible transmissions, but the motors are amazing. I agree. So, good example. The turbo that I blew the seals on, okay, lasted about 40,000 miles. And the reason why I only lasted 40,000 miles, because I was stupid. 100%. I used two-step. And I always remember, when I start using two-step, I forget I'm gonna blow the turbo. And guess what happened? I blew the seals on the turbo. Because what two-step is an explosion inside your exhaust system. Okay? It's an explosion. Where do you think that pressure is going? Straight up the tailpipe? Nope, it's going in two different directions. Eventually, it's going to go one way versus the other, and it's going to do something harmful. I don't have cats in my car, so I didn't blow up my cat, but I blew up my turbo. I got, like I said, about 40,000 miles out of that turbo. Thank goodness I didn't pay a ton of money for it. I paid about like 600 or 800 bucks for that turbo. But that was a custom built turbo for my setup. But it was so cheap because it's journal bearing versus a ball bearing. If that was a ball bearing turbo, that would have been almost a $1,500 turbo all day. So yeah, there are ways to take care of them. Don't do two-step. Don't do anti-lag. Just drive it. Turbo cars also need frequent oil changes. Believe it or not. Exactly. Learning experience is not free. I'd rather be at the turbo though than my engine. That's a very expensive motor. That's a fully built motor. I'd rather blow a turbo all day before I fucking trash that motor. Nope. But did you just say don't two-step? Yes, I did. Fapper Dapper. Don't two-step. It'll blow your motor. It'll blow your turbo before you do anything else. Yes. I blew it pretty much. Like, thank goodness I only blew an $800 turbo, but still. Oil change on a turbo every 3,000 miles. Angel? Yep. That's a good number. Full synthetic, 3,000. You can go to 4,000. You should be hurt, Fapper Dapper, because it's stupid. And I know I'm paying an $800 price tag for that. It's 100% stupid. Oh, on top of that, I'm going after you guys hot boy tunes. You and your crackle tunes, your crackle pop tunes. Stop doing that too. That is going to kill your turbo. That's literally two-step while you're driving. It's the dumbest ish ever. Stop doing it. I'm going after you guys with crackle tunes. Stop doing that. You don't need it. It's stupid. So, will I never? Oh, dearest me. On my, I can't, on my K507 GT, I cannot upgrade because the turbo and throw a cooler on it. I don't know what you mean by that. Sorry, man. But yeah, that's kind of the thing from my experiences. Again, my cars aren't using stock turbos. All my cars use big turbos, and when you do two steps on a bigger turbo, it's a much larger diameter exhaust. You're going to blow it up sooner than later. So yeah, DSGs are garbage unless you upgrade the clutch packs. 100%. Upgrade the clutch packs, or you upgrade the valve body and the clutches inside of it. That's the only way you can fix those things before you blow them up. Those are easy to kill, guaranteed. On my MK5 GTI, yes, you can upgrade the intercooler and the turbo, of course. Is a 3-inch exhaust enough for 600 horsepower? Yes, as long as the head flows correctly. The one thing that people don't understand is head flow. On any engine, if your head cannot flow, the exhaust doesn't matter. You know, it just does not matter. 3 inches is more than enough exhaust diameter for all the horsepower. The only time you go to like a 4-inch exhaust or 3.5 to 4-inch, big motors, you know, V8s. See, the problem is with stripping bolts on a flywheel, you're using stock flywheel bolts. You have to get ARP. ARP forged flywheel bolts will never strip a bolt ever again. I appreciate that, Angel. You're welcome. That's what we're here for. Yeah, a lot of people, number one, people torque flywheel bolts incorrectly all the time on Mark IVs. It's 44 foot-pounds with a quarter turn, and that's it. I know so many people who install flywheel bolts 44 foot-pounds, and they're like, oh, quarter turn. No, stock flywheel bolts are not reusable. They're stretch bolts. You can get forged flywheel bolts, which you're allowed to use up to, I think, 3 or 4 times. And then you got to stop, because every time you install them, they stretch slightly. They don't stretch a lot. They don't have a quarter turn. They do have a quarter turn option, but they just don't stretch. But what happens is that once you take them off and put them back on, they're going to stretch. And that's what happens with forged hardware. You can reuse multiple times, but there's a limit to how many times. And it is specified on their website. Do you use thread lock on flywheels? Yes, I use blue. I use blue thread lock if I'm using forged hardware. I use green or red thread lock if I use TTYL. So if I use stretch bolts, that's what I use. Yeah. That's the worst way to put a bolt on, but I love it. The wastegate only have downpipe. It's not going back to the downpipe. So the wastegate on this one is designed to slide right into my my downpipe, actually. Thank you for the heart. Hey, what's up? So I'll show you guys. I'll show you guys my downpipe setup. So that's actually a good question. So here, hold on. There's the manifold. So you'll see here, wastegate, and then straight to the dump pipe. So this is a diaphragm wastegate. This is designed for 25 psi. It's water cooled and it's just vacuum actuated. So right here, here's a dump pipe. And you'll see over here on my downpipe. You see right here, there's a port right here on this downpipe, and it slides right in. So once you get the turbo engine installed and everything, you just slide it in and you're done. Very, very easy. This is my favorite setup because you don't hear the downpipe. If you guys ever ran a downpipe, a wastegate with a screamer pipe, it is so loud. It's just annoyingly loud, and I don't like it. So I had my guy fabricate that for me, and now that just goes right in. The new turbo has an integrated wastegate, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. It's all built into it. So, thank you. Mohammed, that's an easy fix, man. Not hard. New subframe, spindle, suspension, and all that. Hammer that shit up there and you'll be good to go. You gotta fix it. Don't give up. Yeah, this motor, so I'll give you guys a breakdown on this motor. This motor is 100% fully built. It is integrated engineering, rifle drill rods, Wesco pistons, OEM gapped, OEM rings, but gapped for pretty much high octane and high boost. We have SuperTech sulfur-filled valves with Ferrera springs, retainers, and keepers. We have integrated engineering intake manifold, obviously the big turbo setup. On this side, it's hard to show you guys on this side, but I'll just do my best. We have ARP forged crank gear. We have the ARP forged, cam gear, ARP forged crank gear. I have a pressed in crank gear with dowel pins. It's designed for pretty much 800 to 1,000 horsepower to hold that kind of power. So that way you don't strip it. I have a integrated engineering cradle. So it holds the bottom of the engine together so it doesn't twist because of torque. I use OEM belt and tensioner. I do not use the racing belts. I don't trust them. They're garbage. Don't use the Gates racing belts. They will destroy your tensioner or your pulley. Don't use them. People have no idea what those do. Don't use them. If you're gonna run a racing belt, then you have to get rid of the hydraulic tensioner and use a manual tensioner. Do not use the hydraulic tensioner. Do you work on German cars? Yeah, I work on anything, but primarily German cars. The head is fully ported and polished. It is a 1 millimeter oversized everything on the inside. What else is there? Oh my goodness. I'm trying to remember what else is there. Oh, we use King Race main bearings and King Race rod bearings as well. That's it. So yeah, great motor. This motor has almost like 60 or 80,000 miles on it. Phenomenal. Are we gonna? No, I'm not gonna answer that question. It makes a squeaky noise when it starts. Upgraded the plastic water pump. Oh yeah, it has a metal water pump. Yeah, that's a normal thing. That's not really an upgrade. Oh, and then my transmission. So transmission, I thought I had the dog box in here. My dog box is actually in my shipping container. I have this is a cryo hardened. So gears 1 through 5 are cryo hardened. This is only a 5-speed, it's an O2J. It's got a twin disc FX400 clutch. It's got a aluminum lightened flywheel. It's a 5-pound flywheel on this car. And it's balanced to the crank. One thing you guys gotta understand, when you guys go lower than 15 pounds on a flywheel, you have to balance the flywheel to the crank. If not, it's going to vibrate the shit out of the car. So, no, O2J. It's an O2J transmission. But we cryo harden the gears, and then, so the gears on this transmission can hold up to 500 horsepower without shredding. Heavy quotations on that from the shop, but that's what they stated. My clutch is designed for up to 800 horsepower. It's a twin disc FX400, and then it's a spec D aluminum clutch. So it's only a 5-pound flywheel. I mean, not clutch, the flywheel. It's a 5-pound flywheel, full aluminum, twin. It's a 2-piece aluminum flywheel. Super legit. It revs instantly. That's why I love it. New speed short shifter here, plus I have the CoolerWorks short shifter. I do have a dog box, an O2J 4-speed dog box. I thought that was in here, but when I started pulling on the gears, I'm like, oh no, this is my standard O2J build. So this alone costs more than my engine, by the way. This is like a $6,000 transmission. Okay. I appreciate it. This transmission is worth more than my engine because of what it can do and it can handle. And that's why I love it. And it also has a wave track limited diff. I forgot to mention that too. It's got a limited slip differential. I know, right? Exactly. You feel me? A good transmission is better than a really good motor, just FYI. If you guys ever get into building high performance motors, having an even better transmission will always outperform your motor. Guaranteed. Why? Because you need it bulletproof. You don't understand how important a bulletproof transmission is. If you don't have it, why have all the horsepower, right? Just saying. Upgrading the inner CV axle. Are you talking about the just the actual CV axle itself? Because the CV axle, so when I track my cars, when I take it to autocross, or when I do some spirited driving, I swap out for my Raxles. because I ride really low on my car when I drive like hard on the track. I don't drag strip at all, okay? But I'll swap out to Raxels because I swap my Raxels because those are designed for low profile street racing, and those axles are Porsche ends on both sides. They can hold a F ton of power. Preach, preach, preach. I killed too many stock transmissions. I know. You'll spend more money on swapping a transmission over and over and over when you finally decide, you know what, I should just build one transmission, and then you never have to look at it again. That's my favorite part. Again, I've learned through my years and years of experience building these cars that you can't cut corners. The more and more you cut corners, the more money you spend. You spend it twice. And good example, I two-stepped where I shouldn't have two-stepped. You know what I mean? I killed my turbo because I was stupid and I two-stepped my turbo. You know? I have to stop doing that. I gotta call my tuner and be like, hey, get rid of this feature because it's stupid. But for all you guys on TikTok, if you're enjoying this live feed, why you do that, right? Exactly. Well, because I was a lot younger when I did, well, not much younger. I was like 4 years younger, so I was 30 something. So you basically saying that a show cat? What? Mikey Lucas? I don't know what you mean by that's a show cat. Give me more. Show cat. I don't know. Oscar, how knowledgeable? It just depends. Depends on what we're talking about. I'm really knowledgeable from I'm really knowledgeable from air-cooled all the way up to, is anti-lag? Yes, it's going to hurt your turbo, guaranteed. Ask me how I know that one, too. You like JDM? Yeah, I like JDMs. I don't care about the scene anymore, but I definitely like, oh, my kittens. They're back there. Yeah, they're in the background. Yeah, anti-lag is literally rolling two-step. Okay? So it's the same exact thing as two-step, but it's just while you're driving. It's the exact same thing. Same with your cracks, your crackle tunes, same shit. I know, they're having so much fun back there. Yeah, this is a 1.8T, yes. And it's not going to even look like this anymore the next time you guys see it. I'm actually going to clean this whole engine, degrease it, and respray the whole thing. I want to get it all nice and clean. I only turn on my pops and bangs when I'm driving through Cali. Oh, gosh. I mean, on naturally aspirated cars, it's okay. But the problem is that you're gonna end up burning out your valves. So that's one thing when NA cars have the crackle tunes, it's just gonna kill the valves on that, especially your exhaust valves. 400. Well, this motor is built for over 600, but I typically run about 350 to 450 wheel horsepower on this car. I don't really like high horsepower. I like to build my motors for high horsepower, but not give it high horsepower, if that makes sense. Again, exactly. Thank you. Keep it reliable. That's right. So anything that makes explosions out of your exhaust is killing your turbos or your valves. So just so you know. One more time. Anything that does two-step, anti-lag, or crackle tunes is going to kill your turbo or your exhaust valves. Yeah, exactly. Overbuild your engine and then keep it where you want it. Nope, supercharged is not any different. So a supercharger, it depends on what you're talking about. Supercharged, like a belt-driven supercharger, or a centrifugal charger, or a pro charger. There are 3 different types of superchargers. So, oh, I appreciate it, Manny. So there you go again. Some good advice. You're welcome, Alex. So again, a supercharger is dumping forced air into the motor. Obviously, it's not using, how do you say, the exhaust to spin it. It's using a belt to spin it. But what's going to happen, it's going to just make back pressure so large, it's going to backfire into your valves. And that's going to burn your valves up. It's going to build a type of carbon that's going to destroy the valves. Superchargers are 100% worth the hassle. I don't know what you're talking about. I love parasitic force induction. Yes, but it's instant force induction. That's what you guys don't get. Again, you guys have to understand. Every style of force induction has its place, right? Turbos, smaller displacement engines, or large displacement, more power. Superchargers, instant power, instant gratification, no lag, all the boost, right? But you obviously have the parasite. But think about this. If you can rock a supercharger on a small motor to make less horsepower, let's say 250 horsepower, but instantly with no lag, I would probably have more fun on a supercharged 1.8T than a turbocharged 1.8T because it's instant. Now, a pro charger is the same thing. It's like a supercharger. It looks like a turbo, but it runs off a belt. Same exact concept. Now, turbos are amazing because it's literally free horsepower because it's no parasitic draw whatsoever. It just uses your exhaust to make power. The problem is, when does it make it? All the way towards the end of the RPM range. Now you can get rid of boost lag or turbo lag by going by a compound turbo, a little turbo powering a large turbo. Now that does give you instant gratification, but it also gives you instant twice the amount of money, especially all the craziness to make it work. Yeah, no, definitely the 3.0 the 3.0T supercharger is dope. She get a Honda and said, "Oh, geez, I even go away." Oh yeah, anti-lag on a turbo, no lag, and then you got no turbo after a few runs. But I only run 18 pounds. VTEC, bro, fake horsepower. Again, rolling anti-lag is literally two-step while you're driving. Everybody here, Honda this, Honda that. This is not a Honda channel. We're a Volkswagen channel. Do you believe in the occasional Italian tune? Yes. Oh, yes. I believe in the Italian tune-up. We can't hate Hondas here. That's true. We can't hate on them, but we can discriminate. But what's it called? So the Italian tune-up. Actually, this car right here, I did the Italian tune-up on it because it sat for 2 years without moving. I had to go drive it, even though the turbo was dumping oil into the exhaust. I went, took it out. I put 2 good tires on the front of my wheels, and I took this thing all the way to the red line on every single gear. I think I got up to like 170 before I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. This is sketchy as fuck. Because like I don't have the right tires for driving fast. K-swap, a D16 turbo. Yeah, of course. K-swaps are fast. I'm not going to deny that. No one here is saying, hey, K-swaps are slow. No one. Go away. I know, I haven't seen them in a while too. 1.8T, yep. Need them in Y or Z rated? Yeah, exactly. No, they were just cheap tires because I just needed to get the carbon out of it. And I just needed to drive it. I haven't drove this car for 2 years. 2 years this car hasn't seen the road. And I finally got back to redoing everything in the car. So again, for you Honda guys, yeah, Hondas are cool. Yeah, K-swap cars are fast. Oh well. Yay, have fun. No one's here saying that we're faster than you. No one, not a single person. Because no one cares, except for you guys. Best thing out of the VW is BBS wheels. I mean, it is one of the nicest things out there. There's better stuff though. What project you got going? I just pulled my 1.8T out today. I have 1999 Southern Indy 5-speed Canadian. Cool. Always cheap. Found that out. That's true. They are cheap, but they're also tin cans. You ever driven a Honda with the built motor? It is the noisiest ish on the road. Period. For the driver, not the people outside. It's just literally a tin can. Oh, it ain't cheap. I agree. Building cars isn't cheap. My Patty Holy 140 miles in Maine to Boston. Dang, that's dope. Just fine. Yep. Passat. No Passats. You tune Mercs and BMWs? No, I could, but I don't really care for them. I'm not a big fan of Mercedes and BMWs. You want to talk about an overly engineered car? There you go. No, VR6s are dope. I agree. Hondas are dope too, but this isn't a Honda channel. I don't do anything with Hondas. VR6. So after this engine's done and all swapped out and all taken care of, we're going to be doing VR6 content. German Honda, yeah. I actually would do an H22 swap in some VW. It'd be dope. You know, don't get me wrong. I love an H22. I had an H22 CRX. You know, I had an F21 1990 Honda Accord turbo back in the early 90s. The late 90s, early 2000s. I used to do all that stuff. I was a big Honda guy. Big into Hondas. But I'm over that shit. I'm just tired of the community. That's what I'm more tired of, is the community versus the cars. Cars are dope. The people, completely other. You know, you guys are on the complete other side of the spectrum of cool people. You guys are just assholes. Let's just be honest. Hey, my 1.8 it keeps overheating when I go into boost. If I have no boost, the coolant ball doesn't overflow, and it also blows smoke once in a while from startup. Okay. So check your water pump, see if it's not leaking. Yeah, check your water pump, see if it's not leaking. If it is, shame on you, supremacy. Again, I just prefer VWs. You know, you guys can prefer Hondas, but I don't care for them. I will discriminate Hondas all day. All day. Why? Because I can. I'm a VW guy. Exactly. VW is 100% a lifestyle. 100% before it becomes even a car thing. VW people really understand what it is to have a community and how to take care of each other. JDM scene and the American car scene or muscle car scene, they're the opposite. I'm not going to say everyone. Okay, I'm generalizing it. So if you guys can understand that. Generalizing. Most JDM guys just don't want to, they're gatekeepers of information. They're gatekeepers of anything. You know, you got to be clicky with them so you can get help. Why? Why do you need to click? Help me out. I got the same thing as you. Let's be friends. No, you're just no, you know. We do like comfort and reliability we don't care for. That's 100%. So yeah, the water pump. One last thing is check your heater core. A lot of times you might have a bubble inside of there. Right? Exactly, Mark. It's like, bro, why are you trying to keep stuff secret? So the new Toyota Tacoma, I mean, I'm not a fan of it. I mean, I've driven a couple of them. I was actually gonna buy a Tacoma. I'm not a fan of it. You know, I'm not a fan of a Tacoma. Older Tacomas, yeah, I have a '97 Tacoma here, and it's reliable and it works. It's super basic, but the newer Tacomas, I'm not a fan of. I'm gonna be honest with you, not a fan of the newer Tacomas. My buddy got the new Tundra, and it already went in for warranty work. Not even 30,000 miles in, it went in with a bad motor. Yeah, I know they want to stop. They want to stop GTIs. Regardless, all builds end up failing because we drive our cars hard. Yeah, that's not failing. That's success. That is success. If you drive the car you build, 100% success, not failing. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I got it out tonight. Not even that long ago. I really want to know your opinion on the MK8. Nope, I don't have an opinion on those cars. I stop at 7. I'm done with anything else newer. Now I'm meaning to have a build over the weekend again. Yeah, that's the point. That's the entire point. Dodge Viper? I have an opinion on that car. I've never driven one. I don't have an opinion on cars I don't own or ever driven. The V10 though is pretty dope, not gonna lie. But again, no opinions because I've never cared for American vehicles. That's another thing too. A lot of American vehicles. Have you ever had a RSX? I've actually owned the very first generation Acura RSX when it came out, Type S. Had it for like 6 months and sold it. Skip timing. Oh, that sucks. Yep. Yeah, that does suck. But hey, now it's time to build. Oh, I love the first generation RSX is a legit car. I love the look. I love the way everything about it. Man, I liked MK5 sick, but not being able to be tuned. I love you. Okay. The MK5 will be able to tune it. They just haven't unlocked no one's unlocked the tunes on it yet. You just gotta wait. That's it. Just gotta wait till someone hacks them, and then you'll be able to tune them. Just gotta be patient. Motor Ford. This is not a Ford, but I like Ford motors. My F-150 is a 2.7 liter. It's a fun truck. I like it, but again, it's a truck. It's supposed to just do truck stuff. Has no other purpose in life besides truck stuff. You know, I didn't buy a truck to race it. However, there's a big however, okay? I'm going to say that right now because if the 10R8 is easy. Actually, I work on those all the time. They're not hard to work on. If I can get a cheap, or not cheap, but inexpensive, oh yeah, because they're fast. They pull long, man. It's insane how those transmissions work so well. No, I've never owned a VW truck. I want one so bad. They're called caddies. I'm looking for a Chevy or a Ford. More likely a Chevy 2500. I know, right? Focus. Have you ever? No. Yeah, that'd be insane. A truck transmission to a K20, that'd be hilarious. I wish I want a 2500 6.7 liter Duramax or even a 3 liter Baby Max on a 1500. I said I want the 3 liter Duramax on the 1500, or it's a 10 speed automatic transmission that comes out of the Ford trucks, or the 6 liter Duramax on a 2500. I really want one of those engines. I want one of those trucks. I know, right? I'm trying to talk here. I really want one of those trucks because if I get that truck, the F-150 I have now, I want to bag it. I want to put bags. I want to do a full custom 3-inch exhaust with a dump pipe. I want to do full race downpipes. I want to just do a full race build on my F-150. I really want to do a full street truck like race build. Yeah, truck stuff. But I want it bagged. Right now it's lifted and it's the most stupidest ish I ever did in my life. I don't know why I lifted a truck. Completely dumb. I'd rather bag it, put it on the ground, slam it, put a full race exhaust, like full on, and then build it right. You know? But not for racing. I just want to build it so it just sounds legit, and I want to tow. I want to get I have an RV, and I want to bag my RV. I know it sounds dumb, but I want to bag my trailer, my travel trailer. I want to bag it. I want my travel trailer to lay frame when I park it at the campsites with my truck. So my RV and my trailer just like on the ground. I don't know about you guys, but that'd be dope. You know what I mean? Could you think, I mean, and you don't have to, like the truck doesn't have to lay frame. It just has to be lower than stock on bags. And I got to be able to lift it up so I can tow my RV. My RV though, full like nice suspension and then bagging it. Well, my truck already tows. I tow my truck. I tow like 11,000 pounds with my 2.7 liter all the time. I went cross country in that. I towed my 7,000 pound RV back and forth from California to Arkansas. I towed my 9,000 pound cargo trailer 4 times back and forth from California to Arkansas. My F-150 2.7 liter, the base model Ford F-150 tows it with no problems. Yeah, I know what car you're talking about, Mark. I've seen that quite a few times. Well, yeah, I know that. You have to maintain your differential. I also have an upgraded diff on this truck too. I swapped out the diff for a lower gear diff for towing. But yes, I do understand burning 47. I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, I know. You have to change your diff fluid. I change it all the time. Yeah, I change my diff fluid every 20 to 30,000 miles on my diff. I change my transmission fluid every 30,000 miles on this truck. The truck has over 130,000 miles on it. I'm in Arkansas. My truck also has upgraded clutch discs. So I have an upgraded clutch disc on my truck, upgraded rear diff. I also have upgraded turbos. My truck is not stock. The stock F-150 makes what, 300 horsepower, if that, with like 375 pounds of torque. My F-150 makes 400 horsepower, 440 horsepower sometimes, depending on where I live, where it's driving, with over 500 pounds of torque. My 2.7 liter is a monster. Yeah, I believe it. I bet you there's a guy out there that had an F-150 and caught fire. That doesn't mean it's going to happen to everybody. proper maintenance is key. Proper maintenance and upgrading everything else correctly is key. You don't just start towing super heavy stuff with it. You properly modify and support your modifications for what you're trying to get out of the vehicle. You can't just, hey, let me just go throw 10,000 pounds and call it a day. No. I done a lot to that truck, and it tows very, very well. It tows better than most 3.5 and 5 liter F-150s. I've towed faster up mountains. I've towed more fuel efficient than most F-150s with my 2.7 liter. On top of that, I have an upgraded oil cooler for the transmission. I have an actual overall upgraded oil cooler for the whole entire system. The truck has been heavily taken care of. It has an upgraded intercooler, turbo pipes, again, bigger turbos. Everything on this truck has been done by me, which really pissed me off because I didn't film any of it. I filmed some of it, but not all of it. You know? But yeah. No, again, burning 47, I understand what you mean. I agree with what you say 100%. But remember, if you're going to modify a truck or you're going to use it for doing truck stuff, make sure you're towing correctly. What temps are your transmission? So with the new upgrade, so I put the Ford Raptor transmission oil cooler with the Raptor oil cooler because it sits on the front of the radiator. I averaged going uphill 65, 70 miles an hour with like 8,000 pounds. I average 198 to 202 degrees. Very cool temperature for that transmission. And that's like towing hard in the summer heat. Just so you guys know. It's not like towing nothing. I'm towing. And that's going uphill. I've gone through, let's see, what did I go through last year? Me and my family went through with my RV. We were going through Northern California, through Northern Nevada, all through the mountains through there. No problems. And that was like with 100-degree temp outside. Are those Audi coils? No, these are just cheap red Mark IV coils. They're just standard black coils that are red. That's it. How do you get a temp sensor? So on the transmission, believe it or not, you have a built-in temp sensor on the 2020 F-150s for the transmission. There's a built-in sensor for it. It's already in there. So what you want to do, you have to get so I use Forescan. If you have that software, Forescan. I also have an SCT tuner. My SCT tuner is a gauge controller. It has a transmission temp right there, so you can have it monitor while you're driving. But the 2020 F-150 has the built-in transmission temp built into it. You can actually, it's factory. If you scroll through your settings, you can show it on your dash. Foreskin. Oh, thank you, Jay Panda. It's an integrated engineering intake manifold. This is just a 4-cylinder. How do you get? Okay, you already said that. No worries. All right, it is 12:17 here in Arkansas. It is midnight. 'Tis late. Any other questions before I call it a night, gentlemen and ladies? Hopefully there's some ladies watching. I just drove an S15 from Seattle and back. Nice. Well, this is from a Mark IV GTI. I just pulled it out today. So I pulled it out of that car today. Just joined, but have a good night. Thank you, that 337. Follow. We keep doing more content. Pretty soon we're going to be doing the engine cleaning, degreasing, and all that. Yep. Good night, everyone. Peace out. I'm going to call it. I'm tired. But we accomplished a lot tonight, so it worked out. So as always here at PincheAls Garage, because I own a Volkswagen, and they break all the time, we're going to break. Obviously, we're going to fix, and then we're going to repeat. Yep. Hit me up on YouTube, PincheAls Garage. Like, follow, subscribe. Get ready because we got more giveaways. We have some giveaways coming from Super Clean and some of my giveaways coming soon too. So hopefully you guys understand. Later, Mark. Love you too, bro. We'll talk more. There'll be a whole new video on my YouTube channel talking about the contest coming. So be ready for that. So you guys know that there's a contest coming very soon. And the only way you guys can join it is by going to YouTube, not TikTok. TikTok is cool and all, but I don't make money on TikTok. I make money on YouTube. And that's how I pay for the contest. So you guys can have some cool free stuff. Thank you. Thank you. Good night, everyone. Deuces. I do not monetize on Facebook. I want to, but I don't. I got to figure out how to do that though.